Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach. And today we're going to chat about 20 common reasons you're not losing as much weight as you expected to lose. So if you're excited for today's video, don't forget to give it a big, huge thumbs up. And if you're new or you haven't yet subscribed, I would love to have you here. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell right next to it so you never miss a single video. I do upload every Tuesday and Thursday, so you definitely don't want to miss out. Check out the description box down below for nutrition coaching. I do offer personalized to you macros and calories. Highly, highly recommend. That way you know what you should be eating and how much to reach whatever goals you have when it comes to your health. And if you want to chat with me directly, I offer one-on-one coaching as well. Links, discounts to all my favorite healthy things are also down in that description box. So let's jump into 20 common reasons why you're not losing as much weight as you want to be losing. When we're trying to lose weight, our body automatically fights back. It's just what our body does when we put it into a calorie deficit or into starvation, as our body likes to deem that. It can fight back and we can see the scale not move as quickly or in the right direction. You may actually lose quite a bit of weight at first without much effort, but then you find that you either really slow down the number on the scale or you stop losing weight altogether. We're gonna talk about some actionable tips on how to break through a plateau and really just how to get the scale moving again in the right direction. Reason number one is just maybe you're losing weight and you're not even realizing it. If you think that you're experiencing a weight loss plateau or you just haven't seen any weight drop on the scale, don't fret just yet. It's very, very common for the scale to not budge for days, weeks, sometimes even a month, but you very likely could still be losing fat. Our body weight, the pounds on our body, fluctuate every hour of every single day, depending on what we're eating, how much water we're consuming, what physical activity that we're doing. And as women, our body is very likely to retain quite a bit of water. Also, it's possible to start gaining muscle at the same time that you're losing fat, especially if you are frequently exercising. We really want to lose fat, not weight anyways, because weight compromises both fat and lean muscle. We want to keep our lean muscle. We just want to see the fat fall off of our body. So my recommendation to you would be to test your body fat percentage. You can purchase calipers. You can have your doctor test your body fat percentage. You can even be dipped in water to see what your body fat is. This is the most accurate way to know if you're making progress. You can also gauge with your clothes. If you feel like your clothes are getting looser or fitting better, that's a pretty good indication that you're losing fat. Reason or mistake number two is you're not keeping accurate track of what you're actually eating. Awareness and keeping track of what you're eating is incredibly important when it comes to losing weight. And honestly, most individuals on a weight loss journey don't track their food. People who track their food or keep food diaries tend to lose more weight than those that don't. It's an accurate picture of what you're eating. And honestly, you're not going to be shoving down Snicker bars all day if you have to track them and record them. We don't want to put those into writing, so to speak, by tracking those. So tracking automatically leads us to making better food choices, not to mention the fact that it lets us know where we're falling every day calorically. Be careful and not to track your food and make it an unhealthy habit. Don't restrict calories if you see that you went over your calories a little bit one day. And we want to make sure that tracking doesn't lead to any type of eating disorder. So track your food just for knowledge in the bank to make sure that you're staying on track. Mistake number three is you're not eating enough protein. And this is huge. This is something I talk to my clients a lot about. Protein is the most important nutrient for losing weight. Let me repeat that. Protein is the most important nutrient for losing weight. 25 to 35% of your daily caloric intake should be consumed in the form of protein. This can boost your metabolism by 80 to 100 calories a day, which basically means that you're burning an extra 80 to 100 calories a day just by eating 25 to 30% of your daily calories in protein. Protein keeps you full and it regulates the hormones that trigger your body that you're satisfied. Also, for breakfast, make sure you're loading up on a high protein breakfast. Study shows that the higher the breakfast is in protein, the more satisfying and filling, and really the better way that you're starting your day off, and the less likely that you're to overeat throughout the rest of the day. Make sure you're building all of your meals and snacks around protein. Number 4 is definitely a common mistake, and that is that you're eating truly too many calories. You're taking yourself out of a calorie deficit. Studies show that people underestimate their caloric intake quite substantially. They overestimate the amount of calories they burn in exercise, and they underestimate how much they're eating every day. If you are not losing weight, if you're in a plateau, make sure you're in a calorie deficit. I do macros and calories for my clients. I do offer that service. If you're interested, you can use online calorie calculators. Just be mindful that they aren't always 100% accurate because they are more broad and not tailored to you. And you can also use free calorie counting apps. I'll go ahead and link Lose It down below. That's my app that I track my calories and macros, and it's my favorite. You can track your food in a calorie counting app, know your caloric intake every day to see success, and that way you eliminate the mistake of eating too many calories, even if it isn't on purpose. Mistake number 5 is you're not eating whole foods. The majority of your diet consists of processed foods. Food quality is just as important as food quantity. Eating whole foods can actually help regulate your appetite and regulate your body and your mental state as well. Whole foods tend to be more filling than processed foods. Also keep in mind that processed food labeled as healthy foods aren't really healthy foods. Be sure to read the ingredient label. Make sure that there's as little ingredients as possible in that food item, and make sure that it's not loaded with unnecessary sugar and carbohydrates. Mistake number 6 is you're not lifting weights. You're not doing strength training. One of the most important things you can do when you're trying to lose weight is lifting weights and doing strength training. This can help maintain that lean muscle mass, which is automatically depleted when we lose weight. Like I mentioned earlier, when we lose weight, it's a combination of lean muscle mass and fat. We want to focus on losing fat, and in order to maintain the muscle that we have, or even to develop or build lean muscle, we have to make sure that we're doing strength training, that we're lifting weights to help that along. And lastly, lifting weights can actually help prevent metabolic slowdown, which is one of the leading factors to not losing weight and to being in a weight loss plateau. Number 7 is your binge eating. This basically means that you're eating large amounts of food in a short period of time. This can be quite the significant problem for individuals losing weight. I myself definitely have struggled with this in the past, and honestly still struggle with this. When I was following strictly the Weight Watchers or the WW program, I gave myself a cheat day, a free day once per week, and I would just eat and eat and eat that day. And what happens when we do that is we undo all of the progress that we did during the week. We in one day can take ourselves out of the calorie deficit that we were in the entire week. So it's very counterproductive, and it is one of the leading reasons that the scale isn't moving in the right direction. One way to combat this is to not limit or restrict any foods. Everything in moderation. Watch your portions and make sure that you're eating a well-balanced diet every day, not just 6 days a week and then going off the rails on that 7th day. Reason number 8 is that you're not doing cardio. Cardio and strength training go hand in hand and work best together when you're trying to lose weight. Cardiovascular exercise is defined as an exercise that boosts your heart rate. It includes things like jogging, cycling, swimming, dance cardio classes, anything that gets your heart rate elevated and keeps your heart rate elevated for a time. It's one of the most effective ways to improve your health, your cardiovascular system, and honestly, it's one of the most effective ways to burn calories that put you in a deficit that lead to weight loss. Mistake number 9 is you're still drinking sugar. Sugary beverages are one of the most fattening food or drinks in the food supply. Your brain doesn't compensate for the calories that you consume in sugary beverages. It doesn't understand that you've eaten or consumed anything, so you continue to eat and consume extra calories throughout the day because your brain isn't signaled by sugary beverages that you've consumed any type of nutrition. This isn't only talking about soda pop like Pepsi and Coke. This can be things like vitamin water, things that are deemed healthy but are actually loaded with sugar. The way to combat this is to make sure that you Are mindful of how much sugary beverages that you're consuming. Try not to have them every single day. And better yet, just take a look at the ingredient label. If it's loaded with added sugar, it's probably not something you want to consume on a regular basis. Number 10 is you're not sleeping well. Sleep plays such a huge part in weight loss, maybe even as important as the food that we're eating. Adults and children with poor sleep have 59 to 85% higher risk of being obese. When we're tired, our body immediately wants energy. We are lacking energy, and the fastest way to get energy for our body is in the form of carbohydrates or sugar. So when we're tired, that's what we're reaching for. The chips, the cookies, the cakes, the candies, when instead we should be reaching for healthy foods that fuel our body in a healthy way. But that's just not what happens. When we are tired, our body wants immediate energy. So make sure you're getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Number 11 is that you're not cutting back on carbohydrates. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with number 11. Carbohydrates are absolutely essential to your body. However, if you have a large amount of weight to lose or you suffer from diabetes, you may have to take a lower carb approach to weight loss. In the short term, lower carb approach can cause up to 2 to 3 times as much weight loss as a higher carb approach. However, that isn't a sustainable lifestyle. And whatever you do to lose weight, you need to keep doing after you've lost your weight. If you focus on that 25 to 30% of your daily calories in protein, you automatically eat a little bit lower carbohydrate diet because you only have so many calories in a day. And if 25 or 30% of those are going to protein, that only leaves the remainder to be divided amongst carbohydrates and healthy fats. So if you suffer from a health condition that forces you to have a lower carb approach, or if you find that you feel better or lose more weight on that approach, just make sure that it's a lower carb, not a no carb approach. Carbohydrates are absolutely essential for our body's functions. Mistake number 12 is you're eating too frequently. It is a myth that you should eat small meals throughout the day to boost your metabolism. Our body doesn't tell time. If we consumed all of our calories at midnight, and as long as we didn't overeat, we would still lose or maintain our weight. Studies show that meal frequency and meal times have absolutely no effect on your metabolism, fat burning, or losing weight. However, make sure that you are eating frequently enough to fuel your body. If you find that you're going into the next meal ravenously hungry, you probably need to have a snack between that meal and the meal prior. Just make sure that it's not causing you to overeat at the next meal. When you're hungry, fuel your body. Mistake number 13 is you're not drinking enough water. I've got my water right here. As you know or may not know, I drink a gallon of water every single day. I find that it helps keep me full. It definitely helps my skin, my nails, my hair. It just helps keep my skin nice and hydrated. And like I said, it's a big tool to help me not be as hungry throughout the day. Drinking water has also been shown to increase calorie burn 24 to 30%. So make sure you're drinking your water. 8-ounce glasses or 64 ounces, half of a gallon, is the minimum number that an average adult should drink per day. As you get in the habit of drinking 64 ounces, start bumping it up. And ideally, if you can get to that gallon of water a day, you're going to see a dramatic increase in just your overall health and the way that, again, your skin, your hair, and your nails and your body just feels in general. Mistake number 14 is you are drinking too much alcohol. If you enjoy alcohol, that's completely fine. Everything in moderation, nothing is eliminated or restricted, but there are better choices when it comes to alcohol, just like there are better choices when it comes to foods. It's best to mix spirits like vodka with 0-calorie beverages, things like a vodka and sparkling water, rather than choosing things like beer and wine that contain more calories. And honestly, whatever alcohol you consume generally just turns to sugar in the body. But if you can curtail the amount of calories that you're eating and still enjoy your favorite adult beverage, it'll help you keep going on your weight loss journey and not have to eliminate alcohol altogether. Mistake number 15 is you're not eating mindfully. A technique called mindful eating is the world's most powerful tool when it comes to weight loss. It involves slowing down, eating without distraction, savoring and enjoying every bite while listening to your body's natural signals, letting you know when you're satisfied, not overly full, but satisfied. Numerous studies show that mindful eating can dramatically increase your overall weight loss results. Some tips to eat more mindfully is eat without distraction. Put your phone away, turn the TV off, and just enjoy and savor your meal. Eat slowly, chew thoroughly, and really enjoy the taste, the texture, the colors of the foods that you're eating. And lastly, when you begin to feel full, not when you're full or stuffed, but when you begin to feel full, drink some water and stop eating. All of these little tips and tricks will help you eat more mindfully, therefore lose more weight. Mistake number 16, or better yet, reason number 16, is you have a medical condition that prevents you from losing weight. There are a lot of medical conditions that can actually drive weight gain, more or less prevent you from losing weight at a normal rate of individuals that don't suffer from those medical conditions. This includes things like hypothyroidism, PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and sleep apnea. If you think any of these may or may not apply to you, speak with your doctor. See if you do suffer from any of these conditions, and maybe there is some type of medication or process that can help regulate them, that you can see that scale move in the right direction. Number 17 is you have a junk food addiction. 19.9% of American and North American individuals suffer from what is known as a food addiction. If you feel like you fall into this category, simply eating less or changing your diet can seem pretty impossible. There are a lot of resources out there for food addiction, whether it's restriction or whether it's overeating or binge eating. I will go ahead and link some resources down in the description box for you. But if you feel like you truly suffer from food addiction, definitely check out these resources, get some help so that you can be the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. Reason number 18 is you've been dieting for too long. This is a big one. If you are a chronic dieter, if you've been on a weight loss journey or in a calorie deficit for months, years, you're dieting way too long. If you've been dieting, you've lost weight and you've hit a plateau, chances are you've been dieting too long and you need what is known as a diet break. This means increasing your calories little by little, sleeping a little bit more, and lifting a little more weights with the goal of getting and gaining more muscle. Aim to maintain your weight and your body fat levels for 1 to 2 months before going back into a calorie deficit. If you're interested in a diet break, I did an entire video on why it's important to take a diet break. And if that is something you're interested in, I'm happy to help guide you with macros and calories for that. And again, I offer one-on-one coaching if you want to talk through version of ourselves. And mistake number 20 is you're focused too much on diet. Diet